What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to Dell Tales. This one is going to be one of those tough conversations right here because this is something in life that we all acknowledge happens, but at the same time, we don't really acknowledge the simple fact that it could affect us every day, or maybe we get mad about it when it doesn't benefit us simply because we're talking about double standards. So we live in a world with double standards, man, every day for men, for women. No one is special enough that double standards do not exist for them. Let's just be honest. A lot of people will start to talk about how they want equality. You know, when you sit back and you really think about it, and I'm being dead serious, you know, what in life is equal? Men and women are not equal. And I'm not talking about men are better than women or women are better than men. That's not the sense I'm talking about it. We have different capabilities. There are things that women can do clearly men cannot do. There are things men can do that women cannot do. It's okay. We just accept it. You know, in the animal kingdom, what is equal? Some animals are prey, some animals are predators. Some animals go out and just hunt bugs like bats, and those bugs literally have no defense other than to try to fly off, only to be eaten by something that can't even see them, which is kind of crazy. You know, in the ocean, you might have killer whales that attack whales' babies. Think about it. What is really equal in this world? Like, when you really sit back and think about it, equality is a weird thing. And this is kind of where double standards kind of come in. So I'm going to name off some double standards and then we'll see what you guys think about them. For one, like, let's say women who want to snuggle are affectionate, but men who want to snuggle are needy. Now, I don't think anybody is arguing that. Men generally are thought of as hornballs the second they want to snuggle or anything like that. And that's a double standard that we just live by. There are just some men who like to cuddle, and sadly, society says they just want some action. How about a married woman without a job is a homemaker? A married man without a job is a failure. Wow. Now, there's something where there's some times where women are the actual breadwinners, and that's okay. Depends on the woman if it works for her, depends on the man if he's okay with it, and she does take care of the household, and the man may be a stay at home husband. That exists. It's not a thing. It's not that it doesn't exist, it's just not the common thing, but it exists. But in society, that's looked down upon, especially for a man to be a stay at home husband. He is considered to be lazy. He's going to be called a failure. They're going to say that he's just mooching off of his wife, amongst other things. This is just a small list of what people will say about him. But if it's flipped and the woman is stay at home, nothing is said. How about this one? How about a man who speaks his opinion is strong and passionate? A woman who speaks her opinion is bitchy and shrill. Think about that for a second. Now, let's make sure we understand this one, because I said their opinions, not their feelings. We got to make sure to divide the two, because when men express their feelings, they're considered weak. But when women express their feelings, they're considered strong. It's normally acceptable. All of the above. Anything good that you can say is what will be accepted. But when a woman wants to express her opinion, we look at them as being too manly, or too masculine, I should say. We look at them sideways and go, oh, you talk too much. Oh, you should sit down and be quiet, and stuff like that. And let the man make this decision for you. This is a double standard that we see every day. Just turn on social media, TikTok, listen to a live call where they're talking about the differences of men and women. This one comes up all the time. How about men who like sex are admired and powerful? Women who like sex are sluts and whores. Listen, this is also another reality. This is another double standard in life. What's funny about this is that women, I think, are the ones who call women these derogatory names more than men. Men might use it, but the way women talk about it, men will never actually dream about saying these same things. It's women to go out of their way, to say, oh, she's fake. She got a BBL, she got lip fillers, she got Botox. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She's uglier than me and all this stuff. They got to hype themselves up So you look at them instead of the one you're actually talking to, which is actually very interesting, you know? But then men are the mean ones to women for some unknown reason. But that's a whole nother conversation, because I already know 10 millions of ways that people can actually have a full conversation about that. But we'll talk about that another time. You know, the women have to give you a reason why she's not qualified to be with the man. And that's what I was just saying. So, you know, actually the women are more harmful towards other women and trying to limit their qualifications for men than men towards other women. I mean, just think about it. You know, a woman who cries, oh, sorry, before I skip one, a woman who gets angry is irrational. A man who gets angry and knows he gets exactly what he wants. That's a weird one. That's a weird one, you know? How about a woman who cries is in touch with her feelings? A man who cries is weak. You know, even certain statements like this kind of tells me how you feel. And, you know, be a man and don't be a sissy. You know, like when they say stuff like that to you, or be my protector and be my provider, and I need you to be strong for me. And why don't you show more emotion? You never say what's bothering you. You know, just tell me how you feel and don't be so emotional. These are the contradictory things. You know, you just say what you want and don't be so demanding. What? You know, what is a man supposed to do when you say any of these things, you know? And these all kind of fall under being able to express yourself. This is why comedians will be out there saying, never tell a woman your true feelings, because they will weaponize it against you. And they will use it 100% against you. And when they do, you will shut down and never tell them anything again. You know, this is exactly why stuff like that happens. You know, what's crazy about all this is that I'm sure I can get a reaction out of anyone listening to this right now. And I'm pretty sure there's a million things going on in your mind when you hear these things and these double standards. What's crazy is these are not even the serious double standards. These are just the mild ones. You know, once I'll make another video where we get into the serious double standards, and you will actually realize I barely said anything here. This is just mild, you know? So once we get to the more serious double standards, you know, you will start to realize that they're actually all over the place, you know, in ways that we don't even pay attention to because they're just considered normal to us. You know, we just overlook them now. But here's another one. This one I wanted to kind of sprinkle in there. How about polygamy? You know, women always want to say they can have multiple men, you know, and when I say multiple men, maybe one is a commitment and the other ones are just on the side. But no, we're talking about multiple husbands. And they even made up a word for this, calling it polyandry. Okay. But what happens when the woman is pregnant? Who got her pregnant? You know, can a woman truly handle having multiple husbands in the same house, emotionally, physically, having to carry all their baggage at the same time, having to deal with all three men that, you know, maybe want three different things? What if they all wanted to have 2 kids with you? Are you ready to have 6 kids? And these are just what ifs. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but these are all what ifs, you know. And on the opposite end, if it's a man that has 3 wives, we don't question who got who pregnant, assuming she's not cheating, of course. Now, let's not forget that man also has to deal with 3 emotional women, you know, 3 wives. That's a lot. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but I commend those men who actually do it successfully, because seriously, there are more women than men in the world. And if everyone just had 1 wife, well, there would be a lot of women out there without men, you know, and I don't know if that's really the best thing for the world. Now, I'm going to share one more weird double standard right here, but the court system usually sides with the mother for the child to be with overall, to have custody. You know, that's usually what happens. But statistically, single fathers raise better children than single mothers do, which is a controversial conversation, by the way. And remember, this whole video is about being controversial. It's about double standards in life. Why is it that kids are more likely to be raised better if they're with a single father than a single mother? Now, that's what I'm going to let be the next conversation. So let me know what you guys think in the comments here, and we'll talk about that a little bit more another time. Have a good night, y'all. Peace out.
Thank you very much for your time today, guys. Definitely like and subscribe, and we will have much more coming for you. Have a good one.